Oh my god. That was kind of epic. Hey everyone. Hello and welcome. Yeah, I'll switch our faces in a bit and tell
Things like that
everyone that
for
we are
Garth.
live. Hey guys.
Hello.
Uh,
Hi.
Welcome back, everyone.
and there are our lovely faces. Faces. Yeah. Because hello
Yep.
everyone. Hello and welcome to today's stream of Second Breakfast Club. It's Friday. Yes, we are doing every Friday now. And why don't you, Mike, take it over? Bye.
You mean I have to DM now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back to the table. Where last we left, does anyone want to do the rundown for a DM inspiration die?
I can do it. I did it last time though, so if anyone else wants an inspiration die, go ahead.
Okay. Alright, so last we left off, the party was still split. We were still kind of doing different things. Joran, Carrick, and Tasha were off to one side, chasing down this cleric that had disappeared, whereas Curiosity was talking to ghosts of the past. On Curiosity's side, with a few words here and there with Gom, they were directed to this other house that they had to go to, and when they did, after looking around, I think there was this first of all, there was someone there. You know, it wasn't a completely empty house, even though it seemed like it, because from what I heard in the description, it seemed very unkempt and like no one had stepped foot in it for a long time. But, you know, surprisingly enough, there was someone there. Also including a creepy little basement, a broken down set of rooms, including one that had a bunch of pictures from an old crew that Tasha and Curiosity had assumed, from what they heard in previous adventures, that that group was together, including Gom, an old friend of Curiosity's, Tempest, or person that Curiosity knows, and also Tasha's current person of interest that she's looking for. Over on Joran, Carrick, and Tasha's side, they entered this cave that was covered in small crystals of varying colors, and they were all glowing. And in the center, there was a pond. While Joran was waving his arms around, looking for the cleric to see if the cleric had disappeared and had gone invisible, Tasha dove face first into the pond without really, warning anybody. And then the party then followed, not including Amy and, is it Pet Dragon?
Yeah, Beery.
Pet Dragon. Beery. Pseudo Dragon, thank you. So that pond turned out to be a portal that led them to this maze of some sort that had kind of a safeguard to cheating, as in jumping over the walls if you so choose to. After a little bit of conversing, and I mean a very tiny amount, Joran dashed forward one direction, Tasha went a different direction, and Carrick flew above to keep an eye on both, unsuccessfully because it was quite a varying set of paths. On Tasha's end, she found a well that led all the way down about a few hundred feet, into a small chamber that housed a dragon that was resting on a gigantic green crystal of some sort, or gem or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And there were eggs in that chamber as well. On Joran's side, he was getting chased by displacer beasts, which, seemed dangerous until Joran offered food. Then they liked him. I didn't expect it. And so
that is
eventually,
quite an oversimplification, but okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just summarizing everything that happened. So yeah, after we had split, Carrick gave one hell of a dad speech to Tasha, saying how we shouldn't split up and we keep splitting up and we have to talk about what we want to do. And Tasha's like, man, I don't like people, but he's like, well, you're gonna have to if you want our help. And so then they agreed. They sort of came to this like kind of agreement, and then they caught up with Joran, and then saw that the displacer beasts, well, some of them were complacent, although some of them were actually chasing us while we were trying to catch up to Joran. When we all caught up to each other, that same cleric from before showed up through a portal, then disappeared through another. Awkward pause, showed up through another portal, looked at Joran, mouthed, I'm sorry? And then went through a different portal, and Joran screamed back, apology accepted, with a really deep voice. And then a little bit more conversing later, we went through that portal and ended up in Amalar, in the middle of the town square. With the cleric, once again, nowhere to be seen. Yeah, that's, yeah. I did gloss over some of the stuff that happened in the creepy house because, I'll be honest, a little fuzzy on the details. But yeah.
All right. No, I think that's fairly accurate. Yeah, I think the only thing you left off was Moya.
Moya, thank you. That's the name.
But no, I'm not gonna split hairs on that one. I think you've earned your inspiration die.
Thank you.
Good homework, Nairi.
Thanks.
I mean, to be honest, if anyone wants to truly experience what happened last week, they're welcome to just go back and watch the VOD. Because it's up on both YouTube and our Twitch stream. Help yourself.
Hell yeah.
It's quite a ride. So. We're back in Amalar. Things are never what they seem. Let's start with you, Tasha. You're now standing in the square. After the most confusing bit of running around. You, Carrick, and Joran. You remember this place as the one that you last saw Curiosity. The well is to your right. The shops around you appear in disrepair. What is the plan?
Oh. The pseudo-dragon spoke to Carrick, didn't it? But I don't know that. So, okay. That's something I just remembered. Fun little post-recap. Okay. Seeing as how the cleric is nowhere to be found, and we're just smack dab in the middle of Amalar, I turn to the other two and I say, alright, let's say you guys, we head over to where we were going to meet Curiosity. Actually get together for once.
Sounds like a good plan to meet. Just, quick update. I'm pretty sure Amy's been captured by people. Beery has been over here, and some people talk about like a zoo kind of thing. And she is in a box right now. I do think it's probably more important to get Curiosity first. They seem to be a little bit more capable. So we're probably going to need their help. So that's just my 2 cents.
Okay.
Oh, we better
Joran?
hurry.
Good. All right. I start walking, then I stop. Great, we're going, right?
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. See? All right. I turn around and I start walking towards the rendezvous point.
Okay.
I move over to Carrick and kind of half whisper. I think she's overcompensating with that a little bit for previous.
It can be kind of hard sometimes when you're not used to certain kind of social interactions to go about them. So just give her some room. She'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right. So you've already been told once about the dangers of walking around these streets. Is your intention to stealth your way to your rendezvous point, or are you going to just try and go there and hope for the best?
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
us through the most quiet and careful roads that I remember from when I used to come here. Yeah, so from to the best of my memory, I'm gonna go through all the back alleys, all the quick roads, everywhere that I can go that I would be certain we'd have the least amount of eyes on us.
Okay. So Curiosity's family home was probably it's in the middle of the southern part of town. So you are now in the center of town, and there are really two ways to get there if you don't want to try and go back through the sewers again. The first one would take you through Old Town, which is, well, old. It's pretty much where the people that can't pay their taxes and are living, outside of the law live. There are such things there as, a lot of dilapidated buildings, a lot of forgotten, places, up to and including the Barthok has been closed. The opposite direction will lead you through the what's called Pauper's Paradise. It is low-income housing, and it's for the people that are servants and those that can't afford to live in their own home. It's a lot of group homes and hostels and things like that.
I think nonetheless, but it seems like the safer option because the other one, any person with the mind that Tasha has would know what she's up to. So
Okay. So you head through the Pauper's Paradise. I would like you to make a perception check. All three of you can do this.
Okay.
Natural 20.
23. 2.
Start. Go ahead. Perception. 20.
That's, by the way, 31.
Just rub that in.
But once it starts clearly looking like we're gonna be moving through a kind of a poorer area of town, I'm just gonna kind of, Dasha, could we maybe just somewhere to hide for like 10 minutes while I prepare a spell?
Is it necessary?
Yeah, I kind of stand out in poor areas. I don't really look like I belong there. So
Carrick's a snob.
All right. Try and do it as quickly as you can. I'll keep an eye out.
I'll cast. No.
Not going to bother with that handy innate disguise self. Just going to wander around as you are.
I look at Carrick. You look fine.
yeah. Okay, so I got like a good sense of fashion. How fashionable does Shoran look? Does he look like he stands out?
He looks like
I polish my armor every night.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks like lower upper class. You know, like he's upper class, but he works a job.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Definitely then. So yeah, I'm gonna spend 10 minutes and prepare invisibility.
Invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
For yourself.
Well, I mean, I can cast it, so it can be
So,
cast on multiple people.
where are you going to go? Are you wanting to like lay low in an alleyway, or are you going to try and find a building to go into, or what are you going to do?
Are there any broken down buildings?
In this part of town, it's hard to tell which ones the ones that aren't being used.
Can I, with
Because
my 31, see which ones aren't used?
if you choose to do that, that's fine. I'll just end up needing you to roll again for the perception
Then
check.
can I roll again for seeing some unused buildings?
Yes.
That's a 17.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell which buildings are used and which ones are unused. This part of town is pretty derelict. But the perception check that I had you make before, as you are sort of looking around, is that there is a procession heading through the center of this part of the city.
Ooh.
It's a group of people. All looks like they're in black, and at the front of them is a cleric carrying a holy symbol that's about the size of like a manhole cover. It's rather large, in two hands, about yay high, chanting. It looks as though they are taking someone to be buried. This is some sort of funeral procession.
Does it look like a royal one?
It doesn't. However, that's mostly because of the people that are here. They look, majority of them look unclean, like they haven't washed in a while. They've been sleeping in their clothes, that kind of thing. But there's a lot of them. Like you know, your normal funeral procession would probably have your friends and family, like maybe like 40 or 50 people tops. This is easily like 150 people.
Do
And
I
are they all
see-
dressed in black?
Yeah.
They are.
I'm
Except
going.
for the cleric, who's wearing his clerical vestments of white.
I am going to cast Disguise Self on myself.
Mhm.
And make my clothing look more funerally. Black
Okay.
and like silver armor and black clothes.
Right. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you definitely look like you're going to bury a king.
Almost at 2.
In the case of not being able to find a building to hide into, I'm gonna take us to an alleyway and sort of find one that has the most junk in it. Like,
Well, to be clear, there's several buildings around you. It's just unclear if any of them are empty. So if you want to try and find a building, you can do that. You just have to make an investigation check.
all right, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay.
Are you gonna roll individually? Yeah.
All right. Dirty 20
Okay.
again.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll that with advantage, Tasha,
Oh.
because that 20 definitely is.
Oh, is it? Oh, gotcha. 22.
22. Yeah, you are able to find a building. It's not that it's like unused, but there's nobody in it right now. It looks like it's a warehouse or something.
Hopping right over.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the building is probably about maybe 30 feet square. And it's got just large crates and bins and boxes, barrels, things like that. They're all marked for different areas of the world. It looks like they do all their shipping out of this one.
If it seems like we're good in here and Carrick is concentrating on preparing the spell, I'm gonna go off to the side a little bit, just a little bit, and I'm gonna tug on the earring that I have.
Okay.
Since it's been a hot minute. Curie, are you there?
Does the timing work out okay
Mhm.
where I am?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. Just thought I would check in case
It's
there'd been any
absolutely a valid question.
weirdness. Also, no, they're tongue studs, not earrings.
That's right.
'Cause
Oh,
we are-
earring is the other game.
Because we are obnoxious teenagers, despite the fact
Yeah.
that we're in our late 20s.
No, I got confused because we have earrings in the Sunday game, so like, ugh.
Do you have to touch it, or is it just?
No, you say an activate. You say an activation word.
Alright. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so yeah, I mutter the word under my breath, and then I say what I said.
What did you say? Was it just
I said,
Curie? What's
Curie,
up?
are you there?
I am here.
How are you holding up?
That's a really funny feeling coming across the sending stone into you directly.
That means you're still alive. Well, your voice
yes.
means you're still alive, but
I do not think my hand would hurt so much if I was dead.
what happened to your hand?
I'll tell you about it later.
We're on our way.
Where are you?
Here. We got a little sidetracked. It was really weird, but we'll tell you about that.
Okay.
Are you gonna
Where
be
are
okay?
you?
Oh, we're on the southern side of Amalar. We're slowly making our way.
Okay.
Just hang tight.
No problem.
Okay, I walk back.
Okay. So, Joran, can you confirm for me? Are you just changing your dress to match the
Just my
mood of what's
dress.
going on? What I'm saying is that are you just changing how you look, or are you also trying to join the procession?
No, just changing how I look.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah. So, are you just gonna stand outside and watch while they go inside the warehouse?
Stand
Mm,
inside him.
no, I'm
Him.
I'm going to be inside next to Carrick. And as Tosha comes back, I'll say, "You didn't run away this time."
Yep. Yeah.
No, you don't have to answer to everything. It says towards.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Just keep being you, Carrick. And I kind of pet his shoulder.
Yeah. Keep kind of flipping through my notes on invisibility and kind of like, all right, so.
Right. How high do you hold the crystal? Which way?
Yeah.
Do you turn it?
And I am like kind of semi doing stuff. Like I'm kind of muttering under my breath and like half practicing the somatic components.
Nice. Okay. Curie,
Ah,
what's going on there?
I am currently transcribing instructions that are embroidered into a flag of the Bronzeye Trading Company.
You are.
Is it in is it in common or a language I understand, or am I literally copying down words I don't know what they say and I'm just faithfully copying what I see?
It's actually written in a language you don't know.
Of course. Do I recognize what script it is?
That's an excellent question. Let's see.
Because obviously there's a few different alphabets.
Right.
So
I honestly don't remember which alphabet it is, so take a look. Language. Check.
Speaking of which, Tom, are you okay?
oh, buddy.
Wrong pipe.
Yep.
Because although I only speak like the two languages and no thieves can't, like I know enough magic to possibly recognize other languages, even if I can't read what they say. I'm just going to keep throwing Mike curveball questions, just like, hey, so.
No, it works really well because I'm just ignoring them.
Oh, okay.
Haha, there it is. Okay. Nope, you don't even recognize the script.
Okay, well, I will still dutifully copy it down.
Yeah,
however long.
Essentially, for you, you're like copying down pictographs.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty smart. and I'm copying it from, I'm literally just transcribing it. So just making sure, because I don't know what it is,
right,
to pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't try to rush myself doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, what it says is important. So
what you would notice, though, what you would be able to put two and two together on, is that the script that is embroidered into this flag, is the same script that is in the binding circles in the basement.
Ah, okay. So Jade will know that it's celestial. Curie still hasn't got a fucking clue. Rad. Okay. However long it takes me to do that, I'm going to do that. I think I said before I did well enough on my perception check to see the instructions that I also wanted to copy, like sketch what the flag was as well. And then I saw what the writing was.
So. And I would like you to make. Actually, no. Let's do it off your passive. What's your passive perception?
24.
Oh, that's so good.
Isn't it though? Isn't it though? Makes 23 look like shit, and I don't have the observant feat.
Just dig. Just dig. All right.
Sorry, I'm just being an ass for the sake of it.
I mean, at this point, you are what you eat. So the passive perception of 24, that's totally enough. So I imagine that Curie, in order to get the angles just right, is like pressing their hand up against the flag and then writing the script down on a scroll or in a book or something of that nature. As you do so, and you go across the flag and the big symbol of the Bronzeye Trading Company in the center of it, you lay your hand over the top of it, you actually feel something heavy and hard and metallic behind it.
I will. Whichever edge is the closest, be it the bottom or one of the sides, I will lift up the tapestry and look behind it to see if it's like on the wall or whether it's actually within the tapestry itself.
It's a safe.
Oh, this place is just full of secrets, apparently. Okay.
Layers on layers.
Okay. Thieves' tools, checking for traps. You know, that good rogue shit.
Isn't
Right.
somebody living in that house?
Somebody is squatting in this house.
Sure.
Okay, so I want you to make a sleight of hand check with
Mhm.
advantage because of your thieves' tools.
Sorry, it's quite dark and hard to read. Okay. $37. I rolled a 19, and like my thieves'
That's-
tools is at
that's-
plus 18.
That's too bad. You fell for the old. My natural DC for a safe like this is a 38.
Oh no.
And that's brilliant. It's like you already knew the combination for the lock.
You know, given the shit that I've been finding in that house, that wouldn't fucking surprise me right now. Quite frankly.
So you
Ugh.
using your thieves' tools, you're able to suss out the combination on the lock,
Mhm.
which is your birth.
Cool. Great, and good. I better not lose the pen. The light is off in here. I will never find it again.
And as the safe door creaks open, inside you find 2 vials
Mhm.
that contain a sort of a murky, like brownish red liquid.
Okay.
A piece of parchment that's been sealed with a wax seal.
Yep.
And an amulet that resembles the symbol for the Bronze Eye Trading.
Okay. And the potions were a dull red color, or the vials.
Yes. And at the back of the safe, the back wall of it is mirrored.
Okay. I will touch that with my mage hand just to see if there's an edge behind it, like if it's hiding something else.
It very much feels solid.
Okay. What is there a symbol on the wax seal?
Yes.
What's the symbol?
The symbol is a dragon with its wings unfurled. And in talons, it is clutching a fig branch. A branch from a fig tree.
Okay. Is that a symbol I might recognize from anywhere? If there's no way in hell, then I don't mind not rolling for it.
It's not a no way in hell thing. It's more of a, I wonder how well you were paying attention. So let's go ahead and I'm going to let you make a roll.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and make it a history check. That makes sense.
Okay. Just a 15.
Okay. You would know that that symbol is the symbol for the house Plutarch
Okay.
of Loramine.
Loramine.
Mm-hmm. Loramine is the farthest east capital city in the eastern continent.
Okay.
It's a city that none of these people that you have traveled with, including yourself, have ever.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. I'm going to open the parchment.
Okay. Dearest, I hope this letter finds you well. The last thing that I wanted to do was run out the way that I did. But I knew that there was no way that I would be able to live with myself if I brought death. I hope only that I left before they found out. Please take care and know that no matter how far I go, I will always be with you in spirit. Yours, V.
That's a noise Curiosity makes as well. As an in-character pained noise.
Now, I would like you to make a wisdom check.
Check, not save.
Yeah.
Okay. 10.
Okay. There's something off about the writing. You can't quite place what it is, but there's something that doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like a natural flow of the pen.
Right.
Something seems just. It's subtly off. You can't figure out why.
Can I look through the ether glass at it?
Certainly.
Does anything look different when I do that?
Nothing on the parchment looks different.
Right. Okay, I'll put everything in my haversack.
Okay.
The amulet, the parchment, the 2 vials.
Mm-hmm.
Did I finish writing instructions down?
Yeah. We'll say that total, it takes you to write down everything on the flag about 2 hours. Mostly because it's a language you don't understand.
Okay. Whenabouts in that do I hear from Tosha?
About the time you find the safe.
Okay. To be honest, right now, she can message me if she gets worried. Okay, I'll finish doing that. I'm going to quickly nip back to the study because I realized I didn't say I grabbed the key if it wasn't clear that I had grabbed the key before.
Okay.
Is Moya in any of the pictures on the wall?
None.
And okay, I'll start to go head downstairs. Given everything that I've found here, do I have any memory of being in this house before?
Make a wisdom save.
18.
The house seems familiar. Something about it. I mean, most of the houses in this part of town seem to have similar construction. But this one in particular speaks to you. In fact, the room that seems the most familiar to you is the front living space, the one on the ground floor.
Right.
Something about it, you have these flashes, these half-thought memories about playing in front of a lit fire, about tiny tin soldiers, about sparkling lights, about a loving, warm embrace. but that's about it.
Cool. Great. Love it. Right.
Believe
Is
it or not, I
Moya...
didn't even read one book on psychological torture.
Oh, a natural. That's terrifying. Is
Yes.
Moya just chilling out downstairs when I go back down?
Actually,
How-
no. You don't see Moya when you go downstairs.
I peep my head through the basement door. Are they down there?
Moya is downstairs, holding a small bowl and a wooden spoon, and force feeding what looks like some sort of paste to the floating illithid head.
Okay. That's weird. Mental dialogue. Okay, Moya, I do not know what you are doing in the basement, but I would like to speak to you before I go, if that is okay.
Yes, I suppose.
Thank you.
Moments later, they emerge from the basement.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. That was clearly something I don't know, but it was clearly something that is something you need to be doing. So, this is going to sound very strange, but I realized before I made an assumption when I said you didn't know me, because you are being very strange, and I thought, oh, that is because I was here in this house. But do you know who I am? Did you know before I said anything?
No, of course.
And can I roll an insight check because I don't believe them?
Certainly.
That is not good. I do not have DM inspiration. Who?
You don't. You could have, but you don't.
Should have done the recap.
You should have. Being
was
that I know that you, for a fact, actually watched the video.
Yeah. That's just a 14.
Yeah, Moya's definitely lying.
Oh, okay.
Moya got a 9.
Okay. No offense, Moya, but you are full of shit. And you clearly know this house. So I thought this was another house of Gums, but I'm starting to think that is not the case. So whose house was this? And why are you here? I'm guessing you're babysitting the illithid head, but I mean, generally speaking, why are you here?
I suppose it's time that I drop the illusion. As the gray skin begins to fade away, leaving behind a thick carapace of lizard-like skin, yellow, black spots, big red eyes with a slit down the center of them, a forked tongue lisps out at you. Standing in front of you is about a 6.5 foot tall lizard folk.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing the same clothing.
Yeah.
How could you tell that I was lying?
Because the way you spoke earlier, the way you looked at me, also the fact that you're a bullshit liar. Work on that. My friend Tosha would be able to help you. She's like, I'm not very good at lying either.
They reach for something on their belt.
Whoop. What are you doing? I mean, it's okay if you have something, but if you're going to pull a weapon on me, I feel like, I should at least get my sword out. I think you are doing a good thing here.
They produce a small glass jar that appears to contain some sort of iridescent, sparkling powder.
Ooh. Says Jade. Sorry. What is that?
When we're done through there, you should not have been here. This place was hidden.
But here I am. Why was I not supposed to find it?
Because the Bronze Eye is dead.
Were you a part of it?
For a time.
So it would seem as fucking everybody I know. Sorry, it is a lot.
Which is why it was buried.
Well, perhaps members of the Bronze Eye should not have had children. And then decide not to tell their children jack shit. Again, sorry, this is really not about you.
Sit.
Okay.
My name is Drakar Ahmed Hakim. And I was tasked with being the last to watch this place. "30 years ago, the Bronze Eye discovered something that would change the world. But it was too great. Greed was too much. Corrupted us. Those of us that could get away from it did. We ran away. We hid. We tried very hard to forget the old life. My friend, my only friend, he told me the things in this house were to fall to the wrong hands. It could mean the end of the world. I already had my world taken. And I chose not to have it happen again. I remember. Little one. So playful. So wise. I'm sure your family is proud.
I look like I'm going to say something and then I don't.
I have spent so long watching this place, keeping it safe, keeping it away from prying eyes and greedy hands. Things in here, they belong only to the eye. It has been too long since I saw anyone. I assume that I've forgotten.
Sorry, my Discord dropped at right the wrong second. Could you please repeat that?
I assume they had forgotten about it.
It is possible. I do not know. A strange recording of GOM knew to send me here.
They look puzzled.
It is a strange magic I have not seen before. He took a part of himself and stored it so it would be available after.
After what?
Do you get out like at all? I look incredibly uncomfortable. The GOM was murdered many years ago.
A low rumbling can be heard from inside the lizard's throat. It sounds like something in between gargling and growling.
I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I have not a gift for people. I try to be kind, but it is not always easy for me.
If Gum is dead, he's still sent here.
Yes, he said I was to take it back for him. He did not say what. He said I would know what it was when I got here, which is just the kind of vague bullshit you should expect from a thief, quite frankly. Especially a clever one that likes the sound of his own voice.
The sound of laughter coming out of a lizard's mouth is awkward. I think I know you're here.
You do? Please fucking tell me, because I've been looking all over the place and I found a couple of things, but like, how was I supposed to know? He said I would know when I found it.
They walk across the floor to a curio cabinet filled with all sorts of decorations and pull out a ship and bottle.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really gaudy plaque that's adhered to the front of it
Mm-hmm.
that says in common, heave ho to undertow.
I have been to Undertow.
If God sent you, this is he sent.
A ship in the bottle. Please tell me, like, if I break this into water, it will grow into like a full ship, because that would be a helpful thing to have.
Unfortunate.
Oh, that is fair.
Things like that, they only happen in fairy stories.
I don't know. I've met some people that you might think were from a fairy story. I know this guy who looks kind of like a cow, who is basically a knight. It is like something from a fairy. He acts like something from a fairy story. It is charming, albeit naive. Would you like help or company? I have things that I need to do. There is evil moving in the world, but I know people here who could help you. If what is here is so dangerous, and to be fair, the dripping head of death and tar seems like a bad thing to have elsewhere. Okay.
No. A warrior moments alone.
That sounds like a shit time. Well, perhaps when you are done mourning, or if you are near dying and you need somebody to help you with the tar head in the basement, you should go to the Temple of the Myriad. My sister could help you. I do not know whether she looks. She looks like Einar. I'm assuming you know who that is too. Of course you do. If you know me, I'm sorry.
They actually look confused.
You know Einar? Oh, Felix and Einar. My fathers.
Felix and Ina.
Their pictures are upstairs in the study.
Oh,
Oh, do you know them by other names?
It is best if you are going.
Oh. Look, I am going to go because I am running late. And Tasha is going to be seriously pissed at me. And believe me, you think she is bad most of the time. When she is pissed off at you, it is worse. But, and I should really see something about this. But I know where you are. I will come back and we will talk some more. And I know you can't go anywhere because there is a fucking head in the basement that apparently you need to feed paste. So...
You think you understand it?
No, I know I understand bullshit. That is why I need to come back to ask more questions.
Do not yell at me, child.
I apologize for yelling. It has been a day. And it is what, midday now? So it could still get worse, quite frankly.
Take this. And he hands you the glass jar.
What should I do with it?
If you find yourself in trouble, throw it. Don't look.
I look at it in slight awe. Thank you. Add it to the bag. 1 times glitter bomb, but extra. Well, I will go, Drakkar. This was more confusing than anything else, but... And I'm sure same for you too. But I would like to talk to you again.
My door is always closed.
I noticed that. Apologies if I took a chunk out of the door frame with my fist. It was making my head very fuzzy.
That was something. This entire.
I have been told I have a unique way of solving problems.
Just like your father.
Which one?
Be well.
And you? And I'll pack up my bag full of shit that I have acquired with more questions than answers. And a glitter bomb / frag grenade / who knows what. My little jar of fun. And yeah.
The party don't start till I walk in.
But yeah, I will let myself out. And
Okay.
because I'm also desperately need a bio break, I will. Oh, they're both concentration, aren't they? Shit. I will message Tasha. Okay, so I know I am super running behind, but I will be right there. Do you want me to be there safer or sneakier? Please reply to this message.
I don't think they need to be mutually exclusive.
But no, I can only cast haste or invisibility.
Be safe. Just make sure you actually get here.
I am on my way. Cast invisibility on myself and stealth my way off
Okay.
to the rendezvous.
All right, back to you guys.
Hey.
So at this point, you have successfully prepared your spell.
Okay. So afterwards, I'll kind of stand up and I'll just gotta. Okay, so yeah, ready to go here. Does anyone else want to be invisible?
I can do it whenever I want.
Joran? I haven't seen anyone else that looks a lot like you here, buddy, and I think we got bounties or something. So I'm just gonna say my 2 cents. Me and you invisible. What do you think?
No.
All right. And I'll second level spell, cast invisibility only on myself.
That's right. Joran doesn't like magic, does he?
He likes magic. He doesn't feel like it's needed to look differently.
Says the guy who changed what his clothes look like.
He's breaking down those racial barriers. I got it. Keep doing you, Joran.
Don't shoot the Moosenger.
Yeah.
Not you two.
Okay, so yeah, just kind of walk up near people and or I guess more towards Tasha, since she knows where we're going, and just, all right, so I guess lead the way.
After a few moments in town, you start to remember this area. It's run down, but it looks like an area that you frequented a lot back in your childhood. And without much trouble, you're able to make your way through the Pauper's Paradise to the central southern area where Curie's house is.
All right.
Immediately, though, you notice that there's something off, as the door has been blown in.
Does it look recent or does it look settled?
It looks settled. It looks like there's just chunks of wood and splinters. The doorknob has been blown into the door frame like a large projectile.
And it looks dusted over?
It doesn't look dusted over. It looks like it's settled. Like it looks like there's no dust left from the explosion that knocked this thing apart.
I move Tasha aside and enter with the greatsword in my hand.
No.
I do that. I just do.
How great is your sword?
The greatest. So great that I can wield it in one hand.
Great.
Carrick?
Did you say medium great?
Yeah.
So you move into the room.
Mm-hmm.
The place is in shambles. Furniture torn apart.
This place is in shambles.
Things
Furniture torn
over.
apart. Everything flipped over.
It looks like their kitchen table has actually been set on fire.
Looks like the kitchen table has been actually set on fire.
There are stairs that lead up to a loft. However, the stairs themselves have been just torn apart.
Stairs have been torn apart.
Are we just like moving in right behind him, seeing all these things?
The second he
describes them to us.
what has happened is that Joran has gone in and is exploring the house, while Tasha stands outside the door going, "Wait, no, stop, don't, no."
As Joran runs off, I'm just gonna stand there.
I walk inside.
Still, I'm gonna stand there like really pissed, and I turn to an empty space beside me, not sure which direction. I'm like, what was that you said about moving individually? And I step backwards, and as I do, it's kind of like I step into a cloak that just sort of covers me, and I go invisible, and then I walk forward, following Joran into the house.
Awesome. So now 2 of you are invisible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'll, after a second of not knowing whether or not Tasha went into the house. I'll also go in the house invisible.
Because invisibility is not all inclusive. You don't just see all your invisible friends.
Just, one does it and they both have to do it. All right.
Right.
Can I?
It's an invisibility measuring contest.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm walking in behind Joron, I'm gonna quickly dart my arcane eye out, and I'm gonna send it like breezing from room to room to see if it can find anything. And then I'm gonna walk behind Joron, and I'm gonna place a hand over his shoulder and be like, "It's Tasha. Do not do anything. It's Tasha.
I freeze.
Just stand still.
Good ghost.
It's good.
Is there a ghost?
You're good.
Are you a ghost, Tasha?
Yes, because you left me behind."
I turn around quickly, just swooshing my hand around.
As Joron turns on
Ah!
Go away, ghost!
God damn it! Joron! Shh.
Oh, I
It's
can
me.
touch you. You're not a ghost.
No, God, it's me. Just be quiet. I'm
Should be
taking real quick.
careful. There could be ghosts.
What's
I'm
that?
taking
Who's
real
there?
quick.
Oh. Hello there. I'm
I
Sir
drop
Joron.
invisibility.
I do not drop invisibility.
I'm
And I will,
walking
in fact,
forward.
stealth somewhere into the room and try and get a good position to ambush if necessary.
I step a little forward and take a look. Hello?
Who is it? Who's there?
I just said it's
Who are
Sir
you?
Joron and a friend.
Not
Her name's Tosha.
Joron!
She's
Tasha?
oh. I think they know you.
Wait.
A white robed figure jumps out of a mirror hanging over the fireplace and stands now in front of you. About
Ghost.
5'10", athletic build. She's wearing cleric's vestments that are decorated in purple and gold. What are you doing here?
Are you a ghost?
This is Curious Sibling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to meet Curiosity here. What the hell's going on? Why is the house like this?
Things have been bad here, Tasha. They've been really, really bad.
Yeah, your
from what
table
I've-
was on fire.
From what I've heard, ever since I've gotten here, I understand the king's gone. And the guy that's in place, in charge, is not at all ideal. What the hell happened here? Is everyone okay?
I have no idea, unfortunately. 2 nights ago, the door got busted in the middle of dinner. And Father told me to hide. So I did. But I didn't know what to do.
Where are they? Your dad's. Do you know? Alright, look, Curiosity's safe. And they're coming. Okay? When they get here, we'll get together, we'll have a little talk. Until then, I'll make sure that nothing happens here, alright?
Okay. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. What the hell? I sort of like start with a pat and then I just give them like the there.
She collapses onto your shoulder, just sobbing.
I'm walking around the room, casting mending on everything and trying to put stuff together. Back together.
Okay.
How long have I been invisible?
I'm gonna say about 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah. It could still be useful. I'm not going to drop it.
Okay.
So
Which
I will. So wait, we just heard it's Curiosity's sibling. Like that's all Tasha said.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna still invisible. Just gonna go. I'm invisible in here. Saw that or not? I'm just gonna introduce myself real quick. My name's Carrick. We're kind of helping Tasha and Curiosity out here. I don't want to waste the spell, so I'm not gonna drop invisibility yet. But just so you know, I don't want you to be surprised later on.
She only sort of acknowledges you by nodding while still sobbing.
I keep like patting her on the shoulder as best I can, kind of like accepting it, but also knowing she needs comfort and she's Curiosity's sister and I know her and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, this is happening. But yeah. Can I, while this is going on, can I quickly take a look around the room? Also, has my eye picked up anything suspicious?
All things. I was waiting for you guys to stop conversating so that I could tell you about what you see. So first of all, Joran, you're mending. You'd be able to mend pretty much everything that's broken in this room except for the dining table that has literally just been burned to ash.
Wait. Oh, to ash. There's literally
Yes.
nothing. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's
Okay.
4 table legs
Okay.
because the fire was set in the center of the table.
I am going to kneel next to it, and knowing that sometimes my touch can put things back together, I will cast Spare the Dying on the table. Nothing. Well,
It's going to take you a while to do all of this. I just wanted to let you know that your mending works on everything but that.
cool.
Your eye. So as your eye explores the room, the entire downstairs is one large floor. There's a hearth at the far side of the room. There's sort of a larder. It's not really a full kitchen. It's really just a place to keep goods. And there's a place where 4 chairs that have been broken into pieces are just littered around the floor. As Joran goes one by one and goes, and now you're back, and now you're back, and now you're back, and now you're back. Fixed.
No, I literally am putting it together, and as I like put it together, I kind of like caress it, and that's how I cast mending on it.
I gotcha. It's like an IKEA chair
Yeah.
for Joran. Just dowels and Allen wrenches.
Tab A into slot B.
Right. So the downstairs area, aside from the fact that it's been wrecked, does not have anything of any importance in it.
What about the upstairs?
The upstairs area in the loft has a pair of beds and a dresser and a chest, and there's a large blood stain on the floor there that streaks all the way from one of the beds to the stairway going down. The stairs are completely eviscerated, though, so there's nothing left there.
Is there a carpet of some kind on the ground floor, large enough to accommodate said bloodstain?
There is not.
Hey, Carrick,
Yeah.
do you have anything that can magically clean something up?
I mean, yeah, I can kind of clean stuff.
I look at Astrid and just keep stroking her back, and I turn and just sort of whisper, there's something that shouldn't be seen by the family upstairs that needs to be cleaned up. Could you take a look at that before Kiri gets here?
Sure.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. And there's no stairs, so I guess I'll take out the broom of flying and just kind of go up to the second floor.
Okay, sounds good.
And kind of looking at it, I do want to kind of do an investigation check of the area around the bloodstains and stuff. Okay. It's a 23.
Okay. What are you looking for exactly?
How much blood was it? Did someone die here?
It does not
just
look like it
injured?
was enough blood for someone to have died from it.
Okay.
But it is it's a large blood stain.
And then, like, kind of the walls around it and stuff, are there marks where, like, weapons hit or anything like that? Was this okay. So
yeah,
it's clear.
There are a couple of marks of like clefts that have been made into the walls, and then there's actually a few arrowheads that are in one wall. It looks like they tried to remove the arrows, but ended up just snapping the hafts off.
Okay, that's curious to me. They wanted to remove the arrows, so I will take those arrowheads.
Okay.
If I have to dig them out, I'll spend the time.
Yeah, it'll take a couple of minutes to dig them out, but you can do that.
Sure, yeah, and just kind of pocket them in the bag of holding.
Okay, sure.
Well, I'll give one a good look and see if it have any distinctive markings or anything like that.
The arrowhead?
Yeah.
Actually, yes. They bear a mark that looks like a phoenix clutching a heart.
Okay. Have I seen this mark before?
You have not.
Okay. And so, yeah, just kind of looking for any kind of clues as to exactly what happened here. Looking around, do I see any things that I believe would be like magical impacts or anything like that?
No, nothing of that nature.
Okay. Then yeah, after that, I'll just kind of start prestidigitationing the blood away. I will collect a sample of the blood if I can. Is it a carpet? Is it a wooden floor?
It's a wooden floor.
Is there any dried on that could kind of flake off?
Sure.
Okay. And all right, so I'll do that, and then yeah, just start prestidigitation.
Okay, sounds great.
Go, Shaw. Go, Shaw.
Yeah.
Can I see you in the room?
I look at Astrid and slowly pull away. Are you gonna be okay?
She doesn't even really answer. She just sort of...
Yeah. Alright, look. I'm just gonna be in the room for a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. And I turn around and I go to the other room with Joran.
Is there a door?
The bottom floor is just one large room. There are no separated rooms in this house.
Just a different section then, different area. Let's go there.
Right.
So, Tosha.
Joran.
Hi. I saw what you did there. I have some pointers for you. This is very important. You go hug someone. You don't just extend your hands and do pat pat. No. It's not nice. You do it like this. And I go hug properly Tosha and kind of like lift her up.
No, this
Tasha's
is not
like
happening.
A cat. Tasha
Yeah.
is a cat that doesn't want to be
Yes.
picked up.
Yes, no, that was in character. I'm just like, nope, that's not happening. This is not happening. I know how to do it
No, you don't.
when I'm
Just-
comfortable.
No,
when
you
I'm
don't.
comfortable.
No, you don't.
I'm not comfortable
No,
with
you
this.
don't.
No.
Let it.
I turn
need to
invisible and I
see
run
how-
to the other side of the room.
I go after her and try to hug her.
Both of you need to make athletics checks.
Okay.
Because this is technically a grapple.
Oh my god.
Can you contest with acrobatics to athletics?
You cannot.
Oh, if it's direct
Oh.
grapple to grapple. Acrobatics is only escaping grapples, right?
That's right.
Oh, so what does the DM inspiration do?
You can
What is
re-roll
it?
a d20.
Okay, and can I, if that doesn't work out, can I then use luck?
Yes.
All right. That was worse, so I'm using a point of luck with some other die this time.
Watch as Tasha burns all luck points trying to not hug someone.
That was a 1! I rolled a 9, then a 5, then a 1. I
Wow.
can't.
So it's a nat 1 then?
I guess.
I
So
can she
14.
keep the 9? Doesn't she get to
Yeah.
choose?
Can I choose between the DM roll and the thing, and then the
Yeah,
luck roll?
was
and
the
thing?
DM roll the 9 or the 5?
The 5?
So you can choose between a 5 and a 1.
So total of 8. No, athletics total of 6.
14.
Okay. So Joran, against Tasha's wishes, is able to embrace her in a massive bear hug. Or cow hug in this case, I
Just-
guess.
Do it like this, just with the hands around and lean into the hug.
He squeezes you so hard you can feel the udders.
Ah.
Gross.
Can I? I'm
Hey, that was bad, and you should feel bad.
But I
gonna
don't.
sort of while I'm being grappled, I'm assuming that is part of my elbow free to move around.
I'm gonna say no.
All right. In that case,
You rolled a 6. I'm gonna say no.
What about my hands? Are they free?
I mean, you mean to like grip them like this?
No, just are they free to just to do this kind of motion?
You are free from the wrist to the fingertips.
All right. I'm gonna snap my finger, but when I actually snap it, the sound doesn't come from my hand. Instead, it comes from the magical mage hand that I cast just nearby, and I'm gonna use that to sort of do this to Joran because I can't attack with it.
my
I'm just gonna
my
Let me
eyes
go.
are closed and
Let
I'm
me go.
hugging Tosha like this.
Joran.
This
I'm gonna count to 5.
I
You don't let me go, I'm gonna hurt you.
I put her down. This is how you do a hug.
By violating
if
someone
you-
else's space. Got
if
it.
you need any help again, just come to me. I'll tell you how to properly hug. It is a
Jorah, I'm gonna
very
say this-
important social thing everyone needs to know. My
Jorah,
mama always told me hugs are important. Okay?
Jorah. I'm gonna say this once. I don't know you. You touch me like that again, I will hurt you. I can be social when I need to be, and that wasn't social.
I turn around and walk away.
I turn around and walk the other direction, feeling uncomfortable.
Just a little bit icky.
Someone that I met today or the day before or something, the past, I don't know, like enough to count on one hand. 3 days, thank you. I don't know, man. It's been mushed together. Someone that I met within days is force hugging me.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty lucky that you even remember his name. I mean, it's been 3 days.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to another side, closer to Astrid, and I'm gonna speak the word again for curiosity. Hey, are you close?
Curie, you are outside the front door. As you start walking up to the demolished front door, it zaps back into place and reassembles itself from Joran's mending spell. Pop it a clack and a tick, 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 clack, 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 thump.
I'm outside.
I go outside.
Hey.
Hey. I look at your hand first and foremost, because I know you said something happened to it.
Yep, badly. I haven't got the faux cosplay today, but very badly wrapped, and I imagine that the blood has seeped all the way through the bad wrapping, given that I've since punched a door frame with it. So
What
yeah,
the f-
middle finger is totally gone on the right hand. As a casual reminder.
What the fuck happened?
Leon. Kind of an understatement, to be honest.
No, hearing that voice crack, now this is full hug turn. I'm gonna hug curiosity, and this one is actually like a proper hug, like holding tight,
Is the door
gently
open?
rubbing the back. I don't
Joran,
care.
Joran, make a wisdom save.
22.
You save against being horribly hurt by the fact that Tasha does know how to hug.
And while that hug is going on, like Kiri has, I've wrapped my wings as well as my arms. I've wrapped my wings around Tasha as well. So it's just like a full hug.
That's
Right, with
how you
everything
do
you
it.
could.
And the tail goes round the back of the legs as well. Like it's, and they're trying not to cry.
Tasha's just gently like stroking the back of Curiosity's hair, and just
Curie's
sort of trying to
passive
keep.
perception is still 24, right?
Mine, yes.
Just trying to keep you close. And I say, look, today's been one hell of a day. Why don't we go inside? Astrid's inside. It's a little different in there than you probably remember, but we'll talk in there, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Come on. It's good in there. And I lead Curiosity inside and I close the door behind us.
As we go inside, I use prestidigitation to clean my face, so anything that was there is no longer there. Oh, and I try to do the same to my hand and the bloody bandage. I imagine that does not go as well.
Do I see the hand?
I mean, yes, it's a hand. It's right there.
I mean the bloody.
Yeah, the bloody bandage is all there. It's
Yeah, it's kind of,
Okay.
and yeah, it's kind of hard to miss.
I'm all done. Prestidigitation upstairs. It's all clean. The floor.
Sweet.
I walk over to
Okay, so-
Curiosity. Hello. May I have your hand?
I was about to do blue accent. I could feel it on the tip of my tongue. Wrong accent coming out. She's like, 1 second. What do you want it for?
Your hand. You'll see. I look at Tosha. Don't worry. I won't.
I will let Joran take my hand.
I go. All gonna be good. And I cast Cure Wounds. One gun. Oh, that's a bit. Oh, dear. That's. Fuck is this?
Just plus your wisdom modifier.
Oh yeah. 12 points of healing. I almost said damage. 12 points of healing.
Well, I'm back up to my max HP, but somehow I don't think that's going to help.
It will heal the wound, but it will not give you back your finger.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, at least it's better.
Thank you, Joran.
Curie, what
Hey.
happened?
Is
Sure.
Kira here?
Yeah, and I'll just I'll drop invisibility, I guess, and kind of float down on the broom and jump off.
I do not want to tell this more than once. So, and then even though you said it was the case, I kind of see Astrid there, and I just go over to her and just like full on pick her up, hug her, ignoring the party for a minute.
She's her head is hanging low. Her hair is sort of hanging, making almost a tunnel over her face, so that she's just staring at her feet. So she doesn't even see you come in.
Yeah.
And then feeling your arms around her, she gasps.
You and I discussed this. We never came to a concrete decision on this, but we said that Einar spoke a different language, like another human language, and I'm going to speak to her in that.
Okay.
Because I know she knows it, and I'm just going to be like, what do I call her? It is okay, little star. I am here. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I spent so long trying to prepare for the bad days. And when they came, I wasn't ready.
This is not your fault.
I should have been able to handle this.
Astrid. You could not have prepared for this kind of a bad day. This is not a bad day. This is the worst kind of day.
What are we going to do?
I'm going to do everything that I can. I will burn that fucking house to the ground if I have to. And this is in common, by the way. I dropped back out of that so everyone can hear this or understand this. I will take so much from him. He will not know what is what. Is Kari okay?
I haven't seen her since they came. She had to work late and she hadn't come home.
Okay, well, you should find Kari. You two should not. Have you been staying here or are you at the temple?
I've been staying here. I was afraid to go out. I thought that somebody might be looking for me.
For what it is worth, Astrid, I think they have found everything they wanted and that you and Kari will be safe.
What does that mean?
Because I think if they wanted you, they would have taken you already. I do not mean to be cold or cruel, but I will show her my hand.
Her eyes go wide. What? Who did that to you?
The man behind all of this. The one I am going to kill.
Oh, no, no, no.
What?
What did our family ever do? Why would they want us?
You know, Astrid, I am starting to piece that together. It is taking me a while. I'll tell you what, this... I'm going to pull out one of the pictures that's just... the one that's... I think I took one that was probably just of Felix and Einar, if there was one just of Felix and Einar, not the
Yes.
one with, I presume, V as well. And show her the picture of them, like the same age that she is now. I am finding things out that I did not know.
I trust you.
Thank you.
I'm just so confused.
It is a fair thing to be confused.
We didn't have any money left. There was no reason to take them.
They are not after money, Astrid. Not what this is about.
It's good that you came home.
Yet I am sorry it is not under better circumstances. It's not how I would have chosen to come back.
I know that once you're here now, that
What?
Father will be so pleased to see you.
Out of character question, just to ruin this lovely moment that we're building. I don't know if you and I established specifically which one is which when we use different words for them. I know the difference for curiosity. So, because curiosity refers to Einar as Papa and Felix as father. So, is that the same for all three of us?
It is.
Okay, just wanted to make that point clear before carrying on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, I hope so. You should go to the temple and ask one of the clerics there to message Kari.
I will.
I can find you there. Do not be here.
I'll wait until you say.
At the temple or wait here?
At the temple.
Okay, that is good. Me and my friends have to do some things, but I will set this right.
May the Myriad guide you.
I hope he seeks to favor us. We could use a little of him.
She pulls the hood over her head and walks towards the door and stops for just a moment, takes a deep breath, and walks outside and out of view.
I go straight to curiosity.
So, this is a clusterfuck, is what this is. So, Leon is doing some kind of ritual in 4 days. He knew about the Draco Lich. He knew about all of you. He knew about me. And he has sent assassins to kill Palm, and we need to stop that from happening because Palm is possibly the only person who could fix the veil. And we still need to do that. And he has one of my fathers in his fucking freezer and was eating part of him in front of me, and he ripped the other father's arm off in front of me. So as you can imagine, this is a lot to process. It is bad. It is super bad.
As you're speaking, the front door squeaks open about maybe a foot, and it slams shut, and you hear the flip-floppy padding foot falls of some small creature. I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage, anyone.
It's the same.
29.
15.
16.
Is Carrick not going to make a roll?
Oh,
I was muted. 16.
Gotcha. Okay, so appropriately enough, Curie's the only one who made it.
let's say I rolled a 15 and a 17.
The rest of you see sort of a plume of green mist float in through the door and then dissipate immediately. Curie, you see a tiny imp with big floppy feet that is padding its way through the room and climbs up onto the mantelpiece and then jumps into the mirror.
No, I'm going to try grab him before he goes.
Okay. Go ahead and make a grapple. That's an athletics.
Okay. $18.
Okay. Yeah, he's successfully grappled. Son of a bitch!
Funny, I was going to say the
Language.
same thing to you. Is it the one I saw in Leone's dining room?
Yes.
Who the fuck are you?
Which?
Joran, I
the-
could say so many things to you. Actually, yeah, no, Joran, you are right. Language is inappropriate. And I will fucking slam this little imp against the floor and talk to it in Infernal instead.
So, to begin with, the three of you that did not make the roll don't see anything. There's nothing there, and you can't hear it. As Curie goes and slams the imp up against the wall, it turns into a dachshund. You still see an imp.
Yeah,
Did you say a dachshund?
like a
Yes.
sausage dog, right?
Yes, like a wiener dog. That is barking furiously at Curie.
What did the puppy do to you? You don't do that.
It's
It's not nice.
It's not- Jordan. That's not a puppy. Puppies don't turn invisible and appear out of nowhere.
Well, you
So-
don't know. The last puppies that I saw could shift through space.
Guys,
You know-
Curie has a reason for reacting the way that they are.
I can't believe you don't recognize me after all this time.
Well, if it's been a long time, I saw you earlier today. It was a very charming little appearance you put in.
The creature that you have in your grip
Yeah.
is wrinkled, old, grubby. Looks like a booger with arms and legs.
Colorful.
But underneath it all, you can see this pair of very warm and inviting eyes and breath that smells like peppermint. And you are immediately taken back to your childhood when Felix introduced you to his familiar.
I just lost my pen in the dark. That is how annoyed I am. Do I know this creature's name? Oh, I've lost my pencil as well. Oh no, I found it again. Okay, I will lose.
I'm going to write it.
Okay, cool.
Write it down so that you have this. I'm actually going to write it in Twitch chat for all those
Okay.
friendly friends that are watching along with us.
You literally, the fucking thought occurred to me as you fucking said that. I was like, oh shit, this is a familiar, isn't it? Motherfuck.
You're quite familiar with him.
I hate you, Tom.
Why are you like this?
Look, I can't make puns as Joran, so just let
That's
me.
why we like
Let
Joran.
me.
And that's a lie, because you know, no, that was out of character pun. No, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I take it back. I take it back.
Don't Jesus me, Nairi.
That wasn't me.
That was me.
Oh, okay. I just saw Nairi
Wow.
moving and
Wow.
Throne.
Mm.
wow.
Just because Tasha doesn't like Joran doesn't mean I don't like you.
Okay, that's a name.
It's
Whoa.
it's Grimmerthix.
Grimace.
Gonna wrap that down phonetically.
Grimace? I imagine I called it like grim as a kid because that's a big mouthful for a child, especially one with like sharp
Grimmy.
teeth to work around. Grimmy. I will loosen my grip, so less like I'm throttling the little shit, but still holding it against the wall. Yes, Duran.
No, it's
Yes,
me.
you're on.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Mike, can I understand the dog? Because I can speak with animals whenever the fuck
If-
I want.
If you use your ability to speak with animals, then yes, you can understand the dog.
Okay. I do that. Just whenever there are animals around, assume that I'm doing
Yeah.
that.
I don't know whether you've
All
got a
right, but I'm
accent
going to
that actually
torture
does
you
it.
with that.
Thank you.
Mm.
Everyone else is going to be sleeping soundly, and you're going to be
Hmm.
hearing crickets yelling at each other.
Grimmy.
It has been a while.
Yes, it has. What brings you back here? And where are you going?
I'm surprised you don't remember.
People keep saying that to me recently, and it's getting really fucking old. This is still an inferno before Joran can say anything about swearing. I know Tasha speaks
Technically,
infernal.
to Joran, infernal sounds a lot like swearing all the time.
That's true. But yeah. I don't know if Carrick speaks infernal, but I know Tasha does, so Tasha will understand it.
He does not.
Mortal memory is such a funny thing.
Tell me, how much bigger than you was I the last time we spoke? And how much bigger am I now? Been a while.
I'm not the kind to comment on someone's weight.
You're as charming as I remember.
Thank you.
Where are you going? And why were you eavesdropping?
Eavesdropping? What's an eavesdropping?
What were you doing?
I was finishing the plan.
What plan?
You don't think that someone as sly as the old man would give up so easily?
Are you going to fill me in? There wasn't much time for me to talk to him.
The honor of that really should go to someone else.
Grimmy, regardless of what plan you and Father might have had going on, I still had a really shit morning and my grip tightened slightly, and I am not in the mood. Please, fill me the fuck in.
Who taught you to talk like that?
I will probably actually gesture slightly at Tasha, just like, I also spent like a year on a pirate ship.
That wasn't Grimmy.
Oh. Is that?
The mirror turns green and begins to shimmer as Felix steps out of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then I would have recognized that voice, and then I answered on autopilot, and then I will like turn around like, oh shit, my hand still like oppressing the imp to the wall.
Grimmy begins to laugh hysterically. Someone's gonna get it.
I'm gonna slam the imp against the wall. Just like
A great big oof comes out of the imp, which comes out as a nice winter fresh breeze of peppermint.
fantastic.
Did we all hear the voice come from the mirror?
You would, except it was in an infernal.
Well, so I don't know it, but I see the mirror glow green, and then infernal.
You probably saw the mirror glowing before anyone else did, being that you're not involved in the conversation at all.
Do I recognize what the hell's going on with this?
This is definitely a dimension door spell.
Tom is dying.
Tom, stop dying.
Do I understand the imp's side of conversation? Since I understand the dog, do I hear what the imp is saying, or is the dog saying something else?
The dog is saying what the imp is saying, but it's an infernal.
Well, once that person comes out of the mirror, I go, "Are you a ghost?"
Yes, I am a ghost. Thank you.
I pull out my shield and my sword.
Tron.
He begins to step off the mantelpiece, and the remnants of firewood that sit on the floor there all begin to assemble themselves in the air to create a stairway to get down from the mantle. Well, things didn't go exactly as planned, now did they?
Is he like showing any sign of the damage that I saw in the dining room?
Oh, I mean, only slightly. His arm appears to be like a mottled grayish green color.
Okay.
It, however, is still there. It just doesn't look quite right.
Okay.
Homunculi are hard to come by, but they are extremely valuable in situations like this.
Right.
I would recognize how impressive it would be to have a homunculi be indistinguishable from a person, right? Like, that's a well-made... I'm just gonna nod in respect. Kind of give this guy a weird eye.
Well, that
Right.
Well, that little exchange is going. I am going to drop Grimmy
Mhm.
and go up to my father
Mhm.
and punch him in the jaw
Okay.
with my injured hand. He will probably block this or do something.
No, he's going to take it.
Good. You want me to roll damage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh wait, no. It's just if he does, it's just my strength modifier +1, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so he takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
And you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Does he have Armor of Agathis running or something like that?
Yes.
Then I go, motherfucking cold! Ah, ha, ha, ha. That was really shitty.
You're the one who threw the punch.
I was not talking about the cold damage.
It's good to see you well.
It is good to see you not with your arm ripped off. And I'm gonna just fucking collapse on his shoulder and cry.
And that's where we're going to end game this week.
Oh, yeah.
Chat, if you would like to donate so I can fly to Texas and punch Mike myself, please do so. We're going to set up a PayPal. It's going to be great.
It's a Patreon for people to just kick my ass.
Oh. Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it's not just one knife. I just keep putting knives in and just twisting them, and then once they're all like worn out, I go and move to the other side and let that side heal.
So yeah, everyone who stuck by, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll be back on Monday with a new game.
The Brave.
Yes, Nairi.
David.
Does anybody have any last announcements?
I do.
Go ahead.
So, a bit of exciting news. Character art has been slowly developing over time, and it's going to be available soon on our Twitter. The character art is going to be of the Second Breakfast Club crew. So keep an eye out on our Twitter as we send those out one by one and show you guys what these lovely people look like.
Yep.
I also have a last-minute announcement. I would like very much to wish my wife a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
All right, everybody.
Okay.
That unscheduled hanky-panky.
Yeah.
See you, everybody, on Monday.
Monday for a
session
new
1 of
campaign.
Dreams of the Brave.
Super
I
excited.
hope you all can make it. It's going to be great.
Anything you want to say, David?
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be neat. Come watch some angsty young adults have conflict with each other and deal with their own inner fears.
Woo!
So, thank you for watching and see you next time.